So this is going to be our November and our December wrap up. What we've read in November and December. Not a whole lot, but some. We're going to start with others.
Okay. Now, granted, this was a while ago now since we're like halfway through February. So I can't be... I read a lot, so I can't give you accurate descriptions. In November, I read What Light by J. Asher. I really like this book. This is about a girl whose family owned a Christmas tree farm. And they grew their trees in, like, the country somewhere. I forget where it was now. And then they would, every Christmas time, like around Thanksgiving, they would take their trees to California to sell them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cute. You know, she has a friend in California. It's like, she had two different lives. Like, she had her normal friends back home, and then her California friends that she saw only for, like, a month and a half or however long you sell your Christmas trees for.
Yeah.
And it was really cute book. I really enjoyed it. Now, it's in February. It's not time for Christmas books anymore, but if you haven't read it, you should definitely read it during Christmas time. It's a really cute book. Then I read Turkey Day Murder by Leslie Meyer. I gave it 3 stars. It was just like, you know, a cozy mystery. I don't remember what order, like what number it was in her books. I read them out of order. I read them according to season. So, like, if it's a Halloween one, I don't care if it's number 15. I'm just going to read it. Because basically, you don't really need to necessarily read them in order. I mean, they have the same people in them.
But there's not, like, a flowing story.
Yeah, it's like a different
one.
Murder investigation each time or something happens. You know, it's a cozy mystery. I like those around Christmas time. And, like, seasonally. I like to read seasonally. I don't know why. Then I got a free book. It was a free short story called Bible Camp by Rob Volfer. Yeah, Volfer. It was a horror.
Oh.
It wasn't a religious thing. I would read a religious thing.
What?
It was like people got massacred at this Bible camp.
That's something I could read.
It was really super short. You know, it was getting towards the end of the year. I needed to read the books to get to my Goodreads goal. And I get these, like, emails with, like, free horror books sometimes. So I was like, that sounds interesting because it had, like, a bloody axe on the cover.
Yeah.
Even though it said Bible camp, which kind of threw me. And I'm like, Bible camp? I don't really want to read anything religious.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It's kind of like Friday the 13th, where they're trying to open this camp.
Ah.
It was really short. I wish there was more story, but that's always what happens with short stories. You wish there was more to it. And then I read another short story, Worth Pursuing by L.K. Chapman. I think this is, like, setting you up for, like, a series or something. I haven't followed up on the series, and now I forget what it's about. But I gave it 3 stars in my little notebook here, so I assumed I liked it. I'm going to have to check out the rest of the, like, full books, because this was only, like, a novella / like, you know, getting you prepped for the story. And then December I read a few books. I read A Simple Christmas Wish by Melody Carlson. A physical book! Yay! Which I need to read more of. That's my goal this year, and I'm not doing good so far. This was cute. This was about... It was also sad because this girl's parents died right before Christmas. And, her mother, the girl's mother had family... She was Amish, and her family, you know, she was gonna go live with the Amish, but she has another aunt, like, on her father's side, that thought she was gonna get custody of the little girl because she wasn't aware of the Amish side of the family because the mother left the Amish community and she wasn't a part of it. But she ended up in the will, I guess the little girl was gonna go to the Amish family, which would break the other sister's heart because she assumed she set it all up like she was gonna have custody of the kids. Well, she takes the kid and she took her there, and it turns out, you know, it's a Christmas story.
Yeah.
It's sad but happy at the same time. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. And then I read 12 Days of Dash and Lily by Rachel Cohen and David Levithan. This, if you read, what is the Dash and Lily other one? I haven't read it. This is continuation of Dash and Lily. Book of Dares. Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. Which I haven't read. Everyone loves it, but I wanted to read this one because it was a Christmas story. And I really enjoyed it. I don't want to give too many spoilers because it's technically a second book. But I really liked it, and I should probably read the first one because I read them out of order. But I'm like, it's a Christmas book. I want to read it. Christmas. And then I read How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. I read that as a physical book, but it's February, and I have put the Christmas stuff away finally. So that's up with my Christmas stuff. And then I read Christmas at the Comfort Food Cafe by Debbie Johnson. That was like another, chick lit, cozy. It wasn't really a cozy mystery because no one died. There was no mystery to solve. But, yeah, it was just like a cute, I like books that have to do with, owning a bakery or something like that. I really enjoy that because I really like to bake. So reading about, cute chick lit books where they own bakeries and people fall in love. I like that around Christmas time. So that was my November, December. Should we do January?
Yeah, go ahead.
And in January, I only read 2 books, both on my Kindle. Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I gave that a 5-star. I loved it. It's the backstory of the Queen of Hearts. Makes you feel for her. I love Jest. Horribly sad ending, but you know how it ends because you know how she becomes.
Yeah.
She's the Queen of Hearts. There's only one ending for her.
Yeah.
I loved it because I love all things Alice in Wonderland. Every Alice in Wonderland retelling, I read it. I need to, and this was Marissa Meyer. It was amazing. I read it on my Kindle, but I do want to own it because I will read it again. Then I read Freaks by Amanda Hawking, which is about a traveling freak show.
Cool.
I really enjoyed that too, and it had, supernatural elements because they were, they could actually do stuff. There was a bearded lady, then there was a girl who could have fire in her hands, and there was this thing that kept attacking the freaks and killing them. Yeah, so that was all about figuring out what that was, and I really enjoyed that one too. So that was what I read up into January. And so far in February, I read 3 books. I read Insanity by Jace Cameron, which is also a retelling, kind of Alice in Wonderland. I didn't like it. I know there's a crap ton of books. I don't think I'm going to continue. I read Landline by Rainbow Rowell. I loved it. Also kind of a Christmassy book. But now I have finished all of Rainbow Rowell's books. Yay! And then I read Dark Side of the Rainbow by Daniel Page, which is the newest novella for the Dorothy Must Die books. This is about Polychrome and her backstory. She's the one who owns the Queen of the Rainbow lands. If you read the books, you know. So that's my wrap-up so far. Yay!
Alright, so I only read 1 book in November and nothing in December or January. That 1 book is the illustrated version of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I love this series. But I think I love this book even more because of the illustrations are so amazing.
Those are really cool.
I'm super... look at that troll. Look at that troll. He's ugly, but he's beautiful.
I really need these. I
Yes,
have no
you do.
idea where I'm going to put them.
Oh yeah. And now that they announced that they're releasing the another anniversary edition with a
Yeah.
different cover, I'm like,
You're killing me.
money!
I
No,
know.
JK, take my money!
I want all mine to match because I have half of them in paperback and half of them in hardcover. So it's I want them all to match.
So, yep, that's it. That's all I read.
So for me, I only read 2 books, and that was in November. At work, I'm an acting program manager. Yay! Essentially, it's a team lead, but my program's small, so I used to read in between phone calls because we are allowed. And I haven't, it's been since December, so I haven't been reading. I just, at the end of the year, got into this weird slump, and I haven't gotten out of it. But I'll talk about that a little bit more. So basically, I read Stars Above by Marissa Meyer. It's basically the epilogue and then all the short stories for the Chronicles.
Lunar Chronicles?
I wanted to say the Chronicles of Riddick.
Totally different.
Totally different. I swear I'm not on drugs. But yeah, I adored it. It was an easy read. I love, this is like my favorite series. And before I even read Cinder, I was like not really sure about like fairy tale retellings because I hadn't read any before.
I love fairy tale.
Oh my god, they're amazing. I don't
like my favorite.
think anything will be able to.
She needs to read Dorothy Must Die then.
You would like Dorothy.
Okay. That's on my to-dos. And then I read Christopher Moore, A Dirty Job, because I wanted to read something funny. And this is like ridiculous funny. Like, that's what he calls his genre, is like ridiculous comedy or something like that. But basically, this is a story about a man. Sad, his wife dies during like child labor. So that's depressing. And then he finds out that he is a Grim Reaper. And so he has to go in and find bodies. And then... Find bodies? Excuse me. Find souls. And then he's supposed to sell them in his shop. And the theory is... Because he has like a second-hand shop. And then... Okay, so the story's like in San Francisco. That was it for me.
Okay. Hopefully it won't be another 4 months before we do another one of these.
Bye.
Bye.